You're listening to Broken Alaska, radio's only ongoing improvised drama series on Space 101.1. Burt's obsession with preventing Red Trousers from taking over the Dagger's criminal empire has taken him to New York, supposedly to run in a 5K, but actually to see what information he can pry out of his old boss, the notoriously tight-lipped Detective Inspector James.
Inspector, it's Burt Hollowell.
Are you kidding me? After all these years, Burt?
Are you going to let me in or what?
Absolutely not. What are you here for?
I think you know why I'm here. You talked to my associate, Annika.
Yes, I'm still getting over the beating I took from that young woman. Who's with you out there?
I'm alone. I really need to talk to you.
All right, stand back. Get in here. Now, why are you here?
I'm here to talk about the dagger.
Burt. You know, the Yankee game is coming on in 5 minutes.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but last year we had a run-in with him in the little town in Alaska where I've been living, Broken.
Burt, I hear things. What's the punchline?
Supposedly the dagger died in the struggle, but the body was never found. And since then, I've been following a bloke named Red Trousers. He was a known associate of the dagger. This Red Trousers, I'm afraid that he is positioning himself to take over the dagger's criminal empire.
Hey, look, the Yankee game started. Where are we at?
What I'm hoping you can tell me is anything about the dagger. I've always felt that you were withholding information from me back in the 70s.
Burt, I'm done.
Well, I'm not
I want to
asking
watch
you
the Yankees game. I want to eat my donuts, drink my Perrier.
I need your help. The entire town of Broken, I suspect, is still at risk.
Look, you need to drop this. Look at me, I'm a broken man. Let it go.
I can see what the dagger has done to you over the years, what following this madman has done to you. But this town where I live, it depends on me. So I can't drop this. I need your help. You're the only one who knows more about this fiend than I do. The last time I saw you, in 1973, I mentioned to you that the dagger's pattern of murder seemed to go in a spiral, and you mentioned that there might be other spirals. What can you tell me about that?
But I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, Inspector, with all due respect, cut the crap. I know you haven't been able to let this go. All of these cold case files you've got floor to ceiling in your flat are all related to the dagger. Look at this map on the wall. All those push pins. Those are all incidents of dagger involvement. I can see them. I know you've not been able to let this go either. Help me solve this case. Help me find Red Trousers and put an end to all of this.
Hey, Burt. Sorry, Burt. I never heard of Red Trousers. Never heard of him.
He is a very dangerous man from what I gather.
Okay, let's say I've heard of him a little bit. And you're right. He's very, very dangerous. More dangerous than anything we've ever put up against. You don't want to fight these fights right now, Burt. He'll kill you. Look around. Life's short.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your daughter, Polly. It's a shame that she doesn't talk to you anymore. Your wife, Edna, gone. Guess there's no one left.
Now you're starting to see it from my perspective, okay?
You know, Detective Inspector, I just wish that I could do what you say. There's a woman in town named Rose. I wish I could settle down with her, but it can't happen. I have to make sure that the dagger's criminal empire is brought down. Otherwise, none of us will ever be safe.
I'll send you my sub-notes on the notes I took during the investigation. And that's the last word I'm going to give you on it. It'll be in PDF. Do you have an email?
I do.
Look, then I'm done. You need to drop it and not contact me anymore. I just want to die a grumpy old man.
Surely you must know something about Red Trousers.
Burt, I hear things, okay? You hear about stuff. Yeah, you've been in this business so long. Sure, Red Trousers. I heard he stole the backhoe out of a yard in upstate New York a couple months back.
Oh, the Schenectady backhoe robbery.
Precisely.
I didn't think that was related.
There you go.
He seems to be obsessed with things underground or underwater. Does this make any sense to you?
Have you found any diggings?
George has a gold mine.
Is it a spiral?
The whole thing isn't exposed, but I did note that there were aspects of a spiral when I went down in it.
Maybe the spiral, Burt, goes down.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The spirals are vertical rather than horizontal. So we're seeing only the tip top of each. And because of that point of view and the placement, it seems to be a series of disconnected events. We need to look underground.
Yes.
Oh, as always, you've blown my mind with your wisdom.
Doing what I can.
Would you consider moving to Broken? There's this chap, Sheriff Jim. He could use your guidance, the wisdom of your years as a police officer. You could have friends, you could have a life.
I'm not leaving the records behind. We'll need a U-Haul.
As much as I'd like to hear more about the Schenectady backhoe robbery, it's time to return to Broken, where Doc Burgess, Father Francis, and Mark are at Brooks Books and Other Things, engaged in what has become the #1 topic of discussion in town, Brick's run for mayor.
I'm surprised as the rest of you, but when I was talking with Brick and he was telling me about the way he was feeling, it seemed really sincere. That's all I'm saying.
Why would he want to run this place anyway? He already owns half of it. If he becomes mayor, that's just going to allow him to take over the rest of this town.
He's a bit of a scoundrel, a liar and a cheat, a mischievous man, and sometimes just a jerk. But I think this could be a chance for him to redeem himself in the town, too. And Mark, I was thinking, too.
Yeah?
Well, I believe that Brick, like everyone, is a good person deep in their heart. Especially if the doc thinks that he saw something deep down in Brick that we haven't ever seen.
Well, it's really, really deep, but there was something there.
Well, I know he's done some pretty bad things.
Oh, you haven't been here as long as Doc and I have, Father Francis.
I heard from someone that he was going to buy the sewer system in Broken and was going to install coin-operated toilets in everyone's home, so you'd have to pay him 25 cents every time you had to go.
Well, Father, that's the thing. He talks about these deals, but they never go anywhere.
He talked to me one time. He came in to see what I thought of an idea of building a giant dome over Broken and then metering the sunlight during the summertime.
Well, I don't want to be a Brick apologist here. All I'm saying is there was a glimpse of something resembling humanity that might be worth exploring.
He put up a billboard across from Rose's house. He sits in her recliner and watches her front door.
Well, he is a creepy man, I'll give you that.
That's true. He is a creepy man.
Well, I think even though Brick is overall a terrible man, and he's a terrible acquaintance and a terrible businessman, and just overall a pretty rotten guy, there's a little bit in all of us that goes astray at times. Everybody has parts of them that they're not proud of. Even Pugsy at times shows a little devil in him.
Oh, Pugsy, that dog.
Even if a wee pup can be allowed some darkness in his soul, I think a man like Brick can be allowed some idiosyncrasies too.
Yeah, Father Francis, I'm not sure Pugsy is as sweet and innocent as you think.
Really? In what way?
I've been having more dreams about him.
Are you okay speaking freely in front of the Father here?
Oh, yeah.
And I'll keep this in confidence, of course.
This dream, we're both walking outside of town. We're headed up to the old missile silo where they found the dagger. And he keeps turning and looking at me as if I'm going to follow him. Finally, we get to the missile silo and he starts digging. He wasn't just digging, he was tunneling. He started to disappear into the ground. And I ask him, "What are you doing? What are you looking for?" And he stops and he looks at me and he says, "Things are not always what they seem." And then I wake up.
Have you been having these dreams a lot, Mark?
The last several weeks.
Huh.
Well, Mark, it seems like you're feeling haunted by these Pugsy dreams.
I am. I can tell you two. I've been following Pugsy.
You've been following a dog?
Mark, really?
There's just something in the back of my neck, some hair that's standing up that says I need to keep an eye on him. So I've been watching him.
Well, how much time a day do you spend following this dog around?
What we do is we start out by the docks, and it gets up and starts walking through town. He goes past the laundromat, past the Wayway Tenango. He starts walking up Main Street, past Munsky's.
I know the town is not this big, Mark, but that seems like you're spending an awful amount of time following a dog.
He keeps going. It's like he's patrolling the town. He goes up past the library. He goes up past Felcher's. He circles the Harbor Palace once or twice. I generally lose him after he checks in at the bookstore. I don't know what he does. It's as though he just vanishes as soon as he turns the corner of the bookstore.
Does he dig or tunnel like you see in your dreams?
I've never seen him stop and dig.
Mark, they say that characters in our dreams, they're really just different aspects of ourselves. I don't know much about this dream stuff, but, just with Pugsy, what do you think he's representing with you? I mean, it's your dream.
Pugsy could be my instincts. He's certainly my vigilant side. I want to make sure the town is safe, but I don't know how to do it, and I can't get outside the city limits to really check.
Are you really following Pugsy, or are you patrolling the town for your own safety?
Our dreams oftentimes are a way of expressing the things that we really want to do ourselves.
If Pugsy is getting away from you, what's getting away from you?
Oh, yes.
Because he always disappears around the bookstore. If my desire to protect the town ends, it ends. Oh, God, it ends with Brooke.
It always comes back to Brooke, really, doesn't it?
Hello, innocent townspeople.
Well, hello there. I didn't even hear the bell ring on the door.
That's odd.
You're the scientist working above Brick's place in the laboratory.
That is us. We are them. Yeah, we are working for Herr Brickman right now, performing very important ideological research.
I'm Father Francis O'Bean. I officiate over the Chernigosk here in town. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I am Dr. Albrecht Mueller,
I am Dr. Solvig.
and we are here because we require some knowledge. Does anyone here know how we could find a book on the care and feeding of a small mammal? White fur with a nice bushy little tail in the ears that go... But we are not sentimentalists. No, this is science.
We want a scientific book, not
Hard
a
data.
children's book.
Lots of charts.
I'm Doc Burgess, by the way, and I might be able to help with...
Oh, man
with
of
your
science.
So, can you help us with our mission?
question. What is it that you need exactly?
We need a book. This is a bookstore, no?
This is a bookstore, yes. I'll tell you what, Sarsfield, be a good cat, go to Natural Sciences and find me Dr. Adams' book on the care and feeding of small mammals, the field guide.
So, this cat seems to know very much about literature.
Oh, yes. Sarsfield has a very refined literary sensibility. One of his favorite books is Letters to a Young Poet by Rilke.
This cat can read, and in German.
Oh, not only in German, but he's also read Camus in French.
Perhaps we should meet with this cat at some point.
But you can trust his judgment. He knows what he's doing. He's a very literate cat.
So, what is your rabbit's name, if I can ask?
Oh, Solvig chose the name.
Gunther.
Gunther is after her older brother.
Oh, that's very sweet.
He had
cute.
sweet little white hair.
You know, I take care of a lot of the animals around the town. I'm happy to come up and take a look, see if that would be helpful.
Yeah, why don't you come up tomorrow morning? We can meet you in the lobby.
That's fair enough.
We will see you with our little Gunther.
Oh, he's so adorable, my Solvig. Oh, he's...
Thank you, Herr Doctor.
Meanwhile, at Rose's produce stand and coffee shop, Heather has stopped by for her daily iced mocha macchiato with soy. Hold the whip. She and Rose are discussing the events of the day, including Brick's run for mayor.
I'm just so... I can't even talk about Brick.
Oh, okay. Calm down. I know you've been doing the yoga thing lately. I'm really frustrated, too. I don't know. I might need some moose breath.
Well, you know, I am having another class. There was one person at my last class. I am hoping for two. Maybe you can be the second
heard
person.
About that. Yeah, Margaret Hall attended that first one, didn't she?
Yes, she has got the moose breath down.
She would. She would. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. That was right when I was doing washing my hair.
I think I need something to cool down with.
Are you having one of your hot flashes?
A
Are
little.
you
I am a
okay?
little bit. Yeah, a little
Even
hot.
in the fall like this, it's kind of chilly outside.
yeah,
but you're
I think you
oh
know.
God, you're sweating. Look
I
at that.
think I'm gonna put some
Ooh.
ice in my coffee here.
Yeah,
Is
okay.
it?
There's some ice over in the cooler on
Okay,
the corner.
great.
Grab
Thank
that.
you so much.
Oh wait.
Oh, my
not that,
God.
Not that cooler. Oh God, Heather, no, not that one. Close the lid. Close the lid, hon.
Oh,
no,
this-
no.
oh.
Oh, sorry. Not that cooler.
What was that?
Calm down, Heather. That was nothing for you to be concerned about. It's not what it seems at all. It's just a cooler full of flesh-eating maggots.
Yes.
And it's for my taxidermy class.
But the maggots are for your taxidermy class?
Yeah, well, kind of. Our next project is supposed to be a bigger animal and just the skull of it. So I actually have a
God.
moose skull in there. Oh.
A
not,
moose skull?
Not like one of your yoga moose skulls. No, this was such an old moose.
You took the
This-
spirit?
No, there was no spirit at all left in this moose, I'm sure. The moose breath in this one was horrible.
Oh, my goodness.
This is a really old moose. It was
He
a
died of
natural,
death?
It was, yeah. So
spirit-
it's just the skull, though.
I'm
but
going to put my antlers on.
put your antlers
and
on.
breathe with
Okay.
and for him.
Let's have Ooh,
I
okay.
am knowing that he is in the moose spirit place.
He's
now.
found a lovely swamp to hang out in, I'm sure. No,
yes.
this moose
Murky
is
and
just
good.
the head. The flesh-eating maggots take all the meat off. It makes it a really clean skull. It's going to be
know
really
how you
good.
can,
It's just for the taxidermy class. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Here, this is the cooler I was referring to. Look, it's full of ice. It's very clean.
I think that cooled me off a little bit, but
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
I still would like something for my
Here,
throat.
Here, put some ice in your coffee.
Thank you.
Well, what are we going to do about Brick?
I know what I'd like to do.
No, I mean, seriously. I mean, he's announced his run for mayor, and I'm kind of concerned. I'm wondering what his plan is. What is Brick's secret agenda about doing this? He only does things for a reason and only to better himself, so...
Money or
do
money?
you make a
Which
lot of
do you
money
think?
when you're a mayor, though?
There's power,
Yes.
and obviously travel expenses come with the job.
Do they?
Well, Mayor Frost is always traveling, so
So you pay all his travel expenses, even though he's never been here for like 12 years?
they get paid, yes. And Brick was acting very un-Brick-like when he came to my office to file.
Submitting his paperwork to be the mayor? He was...
Yeah, he came to my office, and I begrudgingly gave him the paperwork because it's his, right as a citizen, and he got the right number of signatures. But he was acting vulnerable? I can't think of any other word to describe
Vulnerable?
it. Vulnerable.
We're talking about Brett Brickman. Well, what did he say?
That he cared about the town, he cared about the community, he wanted to make this a better place to live, he wanted to become a better person.
Well, you and I both know Brick only cares about himself. Heather, so
Exactly.
clearly that is...
I mean, there were
ruse.
a few times over the past year or so that I thought maybe he did take his guard down a little when it came to you, and maybe something was there.
Well, there's nothing there, that's for
Well,
sure.
I
mean,
know
obviously
that. I
it's-
know you have more sense than to get involved with him.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I mean, know that you have only good in your heart for this town and for all of us. And that's why I'm so glad you're a part of our community.
Thanks, Heather. That's so nice of you.
So maybe you'll come to my yoga class?
What night is that class gonna
It's
be
on
again?
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Oh, shoot, I'm busy that night. I'm so sorry.
Conditioning your hair this week?
No, I have to darn some socks.
Well,
This week
you
on
know,
Wednesday is darning day.
Darn.
You know. Well, I fully support your new yoga class, though, in every other way except for coming to it, because I know that you stopped doing the paintings, and we still have almost all of the ones that you originally painted are still here. And you know what? I'm really glad you let me put them up here in the produce stand, of course. But you know what? Mark was saying he would love to display some of them in the bookstore. Would you mind if I maybe just took some of these down and brought them over to his shop
It would be
instead?
an honor to
Wouldn't that
be
be
amongst
nice?
those great writers, and I know the cats would love them.
The cats would really like your paintings.
Yeah,
I agree.
they sense my inner peace coming through. You know, my cat-like qualities, along with my moose-like qualities, are coming through in all my artistic
You've just
forms.
got all the animals. Good for you.
I am, and I think that's a place that I would feel comfortable
Oh,
with. And
yeah.
maybe someone might even buy one.
Maybe. You never know, Heather.
Never know.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll just let me take this one down and this one,
Oh, but that painting, that's your favorite, Rose.
It is. It is my favorite, Heather. Gosh, I really love having this one here. It's so vibrant and clashy, and it's like a cymbal just crashing in my brain every time I look at it. But you know what? As my favorite, I think it deserves the attention that it'll get in Brooks Books and other things, because a lot more people will see it there on those walls than they do here, and here it's sort of stuck behind this big bag of potatoes most of the time. I think it deserves to be front and center at Mark's shop, don't you?
That's
This
the
is what I-
Fisherman's Sunset.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to take that down, and I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to head over to Brick's house right now, actually, so I'll just drop these off at the bookstore on the way, if you don't mind. I'm going over to the laboratory. Remember, I'm trying to rehydrate that plant that I got.
Oh, right.
in the box from
The
Chester
oregano.
Tyrone. Yeah, I think it must be an oregano. It's
maybe
starting to grow again.
You know, maybe you should ask Mama Tootie. She knows a lot about oregano and Italian spices.
Hey, that's a good idea. I might have her come up there. Well, once I get it growing a little bit more, it's still just a little sprout, but we'll get there. So, and then I'm going to take this painting down, and
That's all of them.
Oh, look at that! It is. But Mark was saying he really wants to hang these, so maybe it'll be like, it's a touring art exhibit. It's a touring art exhibit, Heather.
Oh, that's so exciting. The Walls of Broken. That's what we'll call it.
That's a great idea.
I'm just speechless. I'm honored.
Cool. Okay.
You're such a good friend, Rose.
Oh, you too, Heather.
Thank you again for making my art tour possible.
Yeah, of course. Here, hold the door open for me so I can just scoot through. Oh, there goes Pugsy. Look at Pugsy walking down the street. He's always got someplace to go, that dog, doesn't he?
And was that Mark following behind? Mark? Like he has a mission?
Well, I'm going to go catch up with him so I can drop off these paintings at the bookstore.
Oh, great.
All right. Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Not long after, Rose and Doctors Mueller and Soldveg are in the atrium laboratory in the west wing of Brick's house. Or is it the east wing terrarium? Surely it's not in the top secret north wing amphibarium. Well, the important thing is that they found the lab, and they're deep in their research. The scientists working on Gunter the rabbit, and Rose on reviving the mysterious herb-like plant left to her in Chester Tyrone's will.
He needs to have the clear vision of the A.
Right. I'll put the book in the frame. Let's see what he does with it.
And remember, we agree any accent is okay.
Any accent is all right.
A, There is this other noise from the other side of the room here.
It's disturbing the balance.
Oh, gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. Was I singing again? I'm so
Yes,
sorry
you
about
were
that.
registering on the meters.
My apologies, Herr
You are
Mueller
confusing
and
our rabbit.
Dr. Zolvig. I apologize. I know sometimes I just sort of hum along while I'm trying to grow the plant here. Did you guys see it's become a little green sprout here? You can see it popping up out of the dirt already. It's about an inch tall.
Oh, look at that.
Hydration is really
The leaves are
working.
unfolding here, the tiny ones.
Yeah, little instant. Oh, they're kind of cute, the little leaves. Oh, yes.
It seems
Yes,
to be growing
yes.
really well. I'm not sure what it is yet. You know what? There's a guy in town named Carlos. He has a PhD in botany from the University of Latin America. I should ask him if he could come and take a look at this plant sometime.
He is a doctorate of botany. Oh, it could
He's
be
very
helpful
smart.
for us.
He would-
Maybe he could help us find the correct food for our rabbit so she begins
Oh,
to eat.
yes, the poor
Oh.
thing.
Are you having trouble with the rabbit? How's your science going? How are your audiological experiments with the bunny?
Our experiments
Going.
Oh,
progressing. They're
Oh, they don't-
going along.
doesn't sound like it's going really great, though. Well, I have noticed that you guys do spend an awful lot of time just kind of holding and snuggling the rabbit. Are those parts of your experiment? Is there some cuddling
Rabbit is
features?
very, very cute. Do you understand?
No,
Oh,
of
look
course
at
I
he's
do. I
so
think the
fluffy.
bunny's
Please, pet the
super-
rabbit.
Pet
Pet
the
the
rabbit.
rabbit. Pet the
Pet
rabbit.
the rabbit.
Okay. I'm petting the rabbit. Look at you. You have a cute little nose.
Feel the
don't you?
fluffiness.
He's adorable. Well, are the studies going well? Is the reading to him showing more brain activity than just letting him read it himself when you're looking at the books? That was kind of the point of your study,
problem
right?
is
The Dr. Seuss was very, very good.
he loves Hop on Pop.
The Karl Marx.
No. The rabbit has no grasp of political theory.
Right. Well, I see that you've built this whole habitat here. I remember the first time I came up in the lab, you just sort of had this big cage in the corner. But look at this now. You've built a whole area, and there's a
look-
little picket fence around
look
it.
at what
Is this
Solveig
real
did.
grass in here? This is amazing.
That was
How
all
did you grow
Solveig's
that?
idea.
He wanted some glass, and so we put some glass there, and we dug that little hole. Look at that little hole.
That's really
And
cute.
all the shrubberies around the house.
Are these real shrubberies, you
Clover.
guys?
We must make sure that the rabbit has a nice environment to be properly stimulated in and that he can rest.
This is like a nice colonial house that you've built for him here, though, in this corner. This is nice.
Yeah, see,
How did
sometimes
you pave this walkway? These are real little paving stones, you guys.
Well-
This is the most beautiful habitat I've ever seen for a bunny.
Rabbit loves Beatrix Potter.
And Brick agreed to pay for all of this? That's kind of surprising, actually.
Rick knows we are scientists, and he give us our funds. to do
Absolutely
so.
right.
Well, Oh, that's adorable.
We do not like the little impression of sarcastic cynicism we hear coming from you, Rose, regarding our rabbit.
Do
No,
not doubt
I'm-
our sincerity that we are willing to do whatever is necessary to make sure that science happens. Don't pay attention to her, Gunther. No, don't let this nasty woman affect
sorry,
your
Gunther.
self-esteem.
You know what? I'm just going to go back over to my plant, and you guys just go back to your work. I'll go back to the little oregano plant, and I'll see how it's doing. And it's so dark in here, though. I can hardly notice any. Do you mind if I just open this big curtain?
No.
What?
Goggles!
I get the rabbit goggles.
What?
Just in time.
Why do you keep it so dark in here? Why can't I open a curtain?
Because it's a massive photon influx from the light source of the outside.
It disturbs the balance, the natural light.
But it's so dark in here. Why do you guys keep the shades drawn
We
all the
don't
time?
want to be distracted all the times that the pupils are opening and closing, opening and closing. It hurts the brain, and the brain must be used for science.
All right. Okay.
You do not
Oh, okay.
understand.
You do
I'm
not want
sorry.
to see a rabbit in a state of photonic imbalance.
I apologize, Gunter. Forgive me.
Do you forgive the nice lady? He forgives you. He's a very forgiving, generous rabbit.
I'll close the curtains. Sheesh. Oh my gosh, look, there's Pugsy down on the street. Have you guys met Pugsy yet? The little dog? Anyway, never mind. Just ignore me. There's Mark. Hey. Oh, he doesn't see me. Gosh, it looks like Mark is following Pugsy.
Although she appears human, Mark's mother is actually a wood spirit who appears only at pivotal moments for the town of Broken. Might she know something about Mark's tortured dreams, or why he's obsessed with Denise's little dog, Pugsy? Shh. Yes, she does.
Okay, where did he go? I lost his scent. Where did you go? Mom,
Mark,
I haven't seen you since Rose and the Dagger.
I've been busy, Mark, with matters of the spirit world that are none of your concern.
Okay. Well, since you're here and I don't see you all that often, I had some questions for you. The people in town, we found a recording. Rose found a recording, an old Edison record of Warren G. Harding when he visited town. He mentioned a woman named Esme. Was it you?
Yes.
Apparently he came through town and he hated it. He was trying to get to Austinville.
You're not really here to talk about Harding, are you?
No, I'm not.
Why are you really here, Mark?
Well, I've been having a lot of dreams. Dreams about Pugsy. In these dreams, I can go where I can't go in real life. I can follow Pugsy wherever he wants to go. And he's taking me places, into the deep woods, to the top of the Uipe Mountains. And he's always telling me that I must trust him, or that there's something out there in the woods that I can't see but need to see because it's threatening. It's threatening and it could hurt people. The last one, we went to the old missile silo, the one I couldn't get to when Rose needed me. And I followed him there, and he was digging, and he said I had to trust him and that there was more to him than met the eye. Mother, I need to know, is there something out there threatening the town? And why? Why is Pugsy not leaving me alone?
Mark, Pugsy is correct. The town is in grave danger. Follow your instincts. Pugsy is closer to you than you think.
I love dogs, but how could this dog be any closer to me than I think?
He is not a dog, Mark, and you know it.
All right, yes, I do know it. Something about that dog makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
He is not a dog.
All right, what is he then? Is he the danger? Do I need to look out for him?
I sent for Pugsy.
So what do you mean, sent for?
He is a spirit. He's not just any spirit, Mark. He is a powerful one. I sent for him because our town was in danger.
What can I do?
Open your mind to Pugsy, Mark. Let him in. You can't sleep because you are resisting him.
Let Pugsy in? I'm not letting some random spirit wander about in my brain.
Random spirit? Out of all the spirits in the spirit realm, I chose the only one who could protect Broken. He became the founding father of this town.
Founding father?
His spirit is seeped into every crack, every pothole of this town, Mark. He is everywhere.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Say it, Mark.
Pugsy is the vessel that carries the spirit of Warren G. Harding.
Yes. Pugsy is Warren G. Harding.
That was the spirit you had available? Was he just on the list?
Mark, he was the only one who could protect this town. Out of all the spirits, he was the chosen one.
Why is Warren G. Harding a pug?
He wasn't always a pug. He started off as an honorable elk, patrolling the forest, day and night, never sleeping. Then that girl Kitty shot him.
Oh.
So I turned him into a bear, wild and free. Nothing could harm him, nothing, except for when Kitty shot him. So a salmon, I said, someone who could swim freely, miles and miles, patrolling the borders. But when Kitty is hungry for lunch, nothing stops that girl.
This is true.
I went through the whole list of spirit animals. Kitty killed them all.
Oh, my God.
That girl's a menace. Mark the pug was the only spirit animal left.
So I have to trust him.
Complete trust, Mark. Trust him more than you trust yourself. Follow Pugsy. Let him in, Mark. Only he will lead you to the truth.
Wait, I have so many more questions for you.
Goodbye, Mark.
Wait!
Trust him. Trust him. Trust.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. Broken Alaska was recorded at the studios of Space 101.1 and starred Mike Fuller as Burt and the announcer, Don Taylor as Detective Inspector James, Anthony Floyd as Doc Burgess, Craig Nelson as Father Francis, Michael Crowley as Mark and Dr. Albrecht Mueller, Carol Sparrow as Dr. Vilda Soldveg, Julie Bragg as Heather, Carrie Aguila as Rose, Charney Rose D'Andrea as Mark's mom, and Pugsy, Sarsfield, and Gunter as themselves. It was written, edited, directed, and produced by Carrie Aguila and Mike Fuller. Music by Audionautics.com. We tell you what's coming up next time on Broken Alaska, but since it's improvised, you'll know as soon as we do.